Hi, church. The board and I wanted to improve communication across the board with our church. One of the ways we've done this is by launching a new website where you can now see every member of the board and learn a little bit more about them. But we also wanted to introduce quarterly videos to share with you about the amazing things that God is doing at this church, as well as just share a little bit about what's been happening in this quarter. This information is available via this video and will be on our website for you to read all about. Recently, the board and I went on a leadership retreat in mid-March. Over that retreat, we set a new long-term vision for our church, as well as some key points of culture that we want to develop in all of our members. The vision of Gainesville Church is to empower people to experience a bold and authentic relationship with Jesus Christ. We believe we can accomplish this by encouraging 4 things in every member of our church. The first is to worship God with our lives daily. The second is to grow in genuine relationships. The third is to impact our community and our neighborhoods. And the fourth is to demonstrate sacrificial generosity with our time, our energy, as well as our money. This first quarter, we've seen amazing growth in our worship. Our average worship attendance is up by 50 people from this same time last year. Most importantly, though, we've seen a growth in our church and a growth in the number of people who have given their lives to Jesus Christ. We've had 14 adult professions of faith in this first quarter alone. We've had 3 infant baptisms, as well as 3 children's baptisms, where those children have named Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. We're also continuing to build genuine relationships. And I'm excited to share with you that this quarter alone, we've started 4 new small groups with over 50 people involved in those small groups, meaning 50 new people are beginning to grow in relationships, not just with each other, but grow in their discipleship and their relationship with God. Our children's Sunday school numbers continue to increase and are bigger than they've ever been. Because of this, we've had to open up a new children's Sunday school classroom, and we're even nearing capacity in our children's ministry, which is an exciting but challenging development. One of the things I love most about our church is the passion we have for impacting our community and our neighborhoods. This quarter, we've started a missional focus each month. In January, we focused on feeding friends. We saw an increase in the number of volunteers, an increase in the number of food truck drivers, as well as raised over $4,000 for that ministry alone. In February, we built up for our mission auction. And at the beginning of March, we had an amazing time. Our mission auction this year raised $10,000 more than it did last year. In March, we focused on our relationship with the Haymarket Regional Food Pantry, which is just down the street from our church. We collected over 35 hams for Easter and raised thousands of pounds of food to go to those who are hungry within Prince William County and the surrounding area. This quarter, we've also made some major improvements to our building as it begins to age. We had to spend over $300,000 to put a new roof on the building, but the good news is all of our leaks have stopped. We've made major improvements to our church's landscaping and drainage and had the biggest church beautification day we've ever had. We also added an additional live stream camera to improve worship for those of you who worship with us online. The reality is, though, it's time for our church to grow in our sacrificial generosity. I would ask that you would prayerfully consider as a family what God is calling you to give in support of our church and the amazing things that are happening here. The numbers are pretty simple. We need every family in this church to give $300 a month in order for our church to continue. We know that not everybody is capable of doing that. We also know that there are families in this church who are capable of doing far more than that. What I would ask is that you pray as a family. And if you're below the $300 a month, Ask God if He's calling you to give that much. Are you capable of giving that much? Can you step up your generosity and give sacrificially? Our giving is a response to God. It's a sign of our faithfulness. But we as a church also need the generosity of each and every single member, not just to survive, but to continue to grow into the future. I love being a part of Gainesville Church, and God is moving in our church in some amazing ways. And it's an absolute joy of mine and the board to get to share all of that with you. Again, if you have any questions or want to know any more about this information, it will be available on our website. But let me also encourage you to find me or anybody on our board and simply ask, because we are happy to share about what God is doing here at our church.